Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're here at this very colorful location because, you know what? It's nice to bring some color into a review like this one. And the reason why is we got this 2021 Toyota Corolla XSE. And guess what? In an all-new color called Supersonic Red. But before we dive into this hatchback, let's talk about what's going on here. So Toyota Corolla has been around for so many great years, and to have a vehicle like the Corolla Hatchback, it goes all the way back to the 70s. They actually called it the liftback. That's when the first Corolla Hatchback first hit the streets. Now, when you go XSE, you're getting that top level trim, and for 2021, there's actually some new things that have been added, some unique touches. One of those touches is gonna be known as the Supersonic Red Special Edition. Now, this isn't the special edition, but they're making 1,500 of them. It's got a different front fascia, wheels, rear spoiler, but it brings a little bit more of an aggressive look, a little bit more of a sporty look, but still featuring that same great color. But let's go ahead. I wanna dive into this hatchback and see, is it the best one you should be buying over a Mazda 3 or a Honda Civic? So let's go ahead and dive in. So right off the bat, new for 2021, this color, absolutely love it, especially here in the Florida sun. You can see that continuation of the familiar style of the Corolla. You got LED headlights, standard across all trims, the daytime running lamps. I really like on the hatchback how you have the extension of the front fascia, and in this lower area, the way it extends down nicely really gives it a nice sporty look. A little bit of gloss black, you are gonna get LED fog lamps, and I'm really digging the brushed aluminum silver trim that wraps around the top portion. Center grille is a flat black, functional, and you have this lower lip that extends, that's also part of the front fascia. So they did a great job with giving lots of different design element and a great look overall. That Toyota badge, a little bit of gloss black for that stacked hood front fascia design. And then when we get up onto the hood, you can clearly see the body lines. Nice rise up onto the hood, and then you'll notice how they curve and go right towards the A-pillar. Really clean. When we come around the bend, XSE, I'm liking the wheels that they put on this trim. So this is specific to the XSE package, machine aluminum 18-inch wheel. Love the dark gray metallic. Actually works really well with the Supersonic Red. This is a 225 on the width, 40 series sidewall, really looking clean. As we go down the fender, you can see we have the special two-tone paint job, this really sparkly black metallic paint with the Supersonic Red. You're gonna get the black mirror caps running along the side of the door, high belt line. I really love the side sill extension. And if you notice, you also have a very tasteful body line along the bottom of the doors. Nice flat roof, color matched on the shark fin antenna. And you can see how they really tapered it nicely, that two-tone. I'm glad they stopped it right with the window frame here and didn't bring it any lower. Belt line continues into the back hatch area, that low roof spoiler, and then you're gonna get that same unique style taillight design that kind of mimics what's happening on the headlights. But look at all the great indentations and body lines. Really gives the rear of the Corolla such a wide, aggressive look. The Toyota badge, your Corolla badge, XSE, my Zonk, these little guys here are fake. It would be nice to have functional exhaust, but from one end to the other, you're definitely gonna get a unique look that makes you stand out from the rest of the hatchback crowd. Let's pop the hood though and see what's powering this XSE Corolla hatchback. All right guys, we got the hood pop. There is a prop rod, but the great news is Toyota does put it all the way over to the passenger side, so you have a clean bird's eye view of everything underneath the hood. And what do we have underneath the hood? It's that tried and true 2-liter inline-4 naturally aspirated engine, 169 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. Just like at Burger King, you could have it your way there, you could have it your way with your Toyota Corolla Hatchback. You could either get a CVT or a 6-speed manual transmission. Ours has the CVT, so that means it's a little different than your standard CVT. There's an actual first gear, and then the rest of it is the band system that is associated with a CVT transmission. With this transmission, little on the slow side, 0 to 60, 8.6 seconds. Top speed 112 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 3,060 pounds. Where you're gonna be the real winner is you're gonna get 30 MPGs in the city, 38 on the highway. Reliable horsepower, low with the torque delivery, carries it all the way through. Plus you do have the option to get a 6-speed manual, which is great news as well. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what is Toyota bringing to the table with this. All right, guys, we're inside the 2021 Supersonic Red Toyota Corolla. Here's a little fun fact. Supersonic was a rap song from the late 1980s. But I know you're at that point where you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I am looking at a Honda Civic hatchback. I've been checking out. I saw your last review of the Mazda 3. I'm kind of liking this Toyota Corolla, especially the color. How much is this XSE? Well, if you want to know the way that it's optioned, you're looking at MSRP right around $28,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, Toyota does a great job with taking the whole like one color note out of the equation. So you're going to get a nice two-tone color. You got this like ceramic white up top, all soft touch. Then you have the darker black. I love the material on the armrest, the white contrast stitching, even the way they designed the door handle there, the way it curves to meet the door panel. There is some gloss black, but I don't think it's anything too obnoxious. And you are gonna get a nice size door pocket there where you could put easily a Chipotle burrito with extra guac. And remember, guac does cost extra, and a bottle of Mr. Pibb to wash it down. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material, you're continuing the two-tone theme, the stitch work. This does have the optional JBL sound system. I like this, the silver trim, and then you get your familiar infotainment system. Now, love it or hate it, very easy to use. You do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, and just simple to figure out. And I think that's what I love about the Toyota products, is that no matter which one you get into, they're just very easy to navigate through. As I bring the navigation back up, but all JBL, which is great. As we work our way down, you have your 2 AC vents. You're gonna have dual climate control, and I like the way they have this gloss black that's integrated into the actual dash. The stitch work comes all the way to the corner here. Start, stop button nicely placed. And then as we drop down, look what we have. Wireless charging, easy to get to. You're gonna have heated seats, soft touch material within the area where the shifter is. You do have sport mode, and you could shut the traction control off. This does have the CVT transmission. Like I said, let me put it in reverse, show off the backup camera. Does not have trajectory, but the great news is that it does actually cover that whole entire area. And then I guess the other big news for 2021 is that, guess what? You have more airbags in this Corolla. You got 2 more in the back to bring it up to 10. I like the nice soft touch material on the boot. A little bit of silver, a little bit of gloss black, but it's tasteful. You got your electric e-brake, 2 cup holders. Here's your familiar Toyota key fob. I wish that they would do just something a little bit different, because it's just a lot of plastic. The good news is it's light. So if you have it in your pocket, it's not gonna pull your pants down, which is great. But it is just a little too much plastic. Nice high on the armrest, and it is semi-soft. We open this up, guess what? You got USB, you got a 12 volt, and you could probably put, I'd say, 8 Snickers bars. Just be careful, because you might squish your nuts if you don't put them in right. So you're just gonna have to be careful with insertion of your Snicker bar into the center console. Now the seats, same two-tone, love the soft material. I even like this like nice grippy cloth texture that they got going on here. Manual for the passenger, but I have full electric over here, and you can see, like I said, nice amount of headroom. And what's interesting is that the way that they did the color combinations is that with the darker headliner, it doesn't feel dark in here. It feels really, really balanced. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this 2021 Corolla. All right, guys, inside the business side of the 2021 Toyota Corolla. So you have your seat controls, easy to get to, full power assist, including the lower lumbar, which is great. The material and the comfort level is very, very high on these seats, and I do have plenty of headroom. 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom in here. Steering wheel. Now, the one thing that's unique about Toyota, no matter what vehicle you get in, maybe besides the Supra, all of their steering wheels are the same. And that's a good thing, because you automatically know where all the controls are. I do like the leather all the way around, some nice crisscross stitching, a little bit of flat silver and some flat black. You got your Toyota badge, and then behind there you are gonna have paddles to go through simulated gears with the CVT transmission. And then on this XSE, you have that beautiful 7-inch digital display in the center that you could toggle through a plethora of information. Really nice and clean, really smooth, like the fonts and the colors. You have your analog tach, analog fuel gauge, analog coolant gauge, everything else laid very, very cleanly, very smartly. And of course, you're gonna get all that great Toyota sensing technology in here, the blind spot monitoring, the lane keep assist, and all that. That's gonna make sure that you arrive alive. But overall, very, very nice environment to sit in, especially on a longer drive for a compact car. But why don't we get to the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna enjoy this Corolla hatchback. All right, guys, backseat time in the Corolla hatchback. Now, the good news is I haven't shrunk any, and I still got plenty of headroom. They do a great job kind of carving out the headliner to really maximize headroom space for taller people like myself. You have the nice leather type material that goes all the way around the back. Super good sized pockets, very, very deep. So you could put a couple books in here, maybe a mirror. You could put even a tennis racket. If you're a tennis fan, just have it back there, just to show that you're sporty and you're athletic. I have my own pocket over here. Don't put Twinkies in here because you're gonna squirt cream. I'd probably put maybe some Nature Valley granola bars. I know some people have been commenting they want some healthier snack options. Maybe some Nature Valley granola bars, maybe a protein bar or two. And then you're gonna have a little tiny cubby here for some Jolly Ranchers, for some Atomic Fireballs. But the bad news is, and the zonk back here, no connectivity. This is an XSE trim, $28,000. I would at least like a 12 volt. So that to me is definitely a zonk, but the seats are comfy. Armrests, there you go, good height, nice soft material, 2 cup holders. Why don't we go ahead though? Let's check out the cargo area, because guess what? There's something new for 2021 back there. All right, guys, hatchback time. Obviously, one of the reasons why people love hatchbacks is that versatility. Now, I'll be honest, if you looked at a 2020 Corolla, and we have here on Rady's Rides, space was a little limited, but what they have new for 2021 is a no-cost option. You could delete the spare, and what they will give you in return is a flat repair kit, and basically what you're gaining is an extra 6 cubic feet of space. So now the rear cargo area is maximized up to 23 cubic feet of space, so that's a +6. I like how deep it is. And then of course, you're gonna have that ability very simply to fold down the seats. It's a nice 60-40 split action. Real easy to do. And then I'll even lift up the cargo mat here and we can see there is your can of flat fix, and you do have a 12 volt operated air compressor to get you going again. But it's nice to have that extra storage capacity, especially for those who really need it. But why don't we go ahead? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Corolla XSE hatchback for a little spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2021 Toyota Corolla. If you have not been in a current gen Corolla, I highly recommend, if you're looking for a compact car, you need to go and take one for a test drive. The visibility is awesome. The way they pull the A-pillars very far apart gives such a clear view. The infotainment system, I know a lot of people do not like that iPad style of infotainment system, but from ease of use and for visual, like being able to reach it, see it, all that good stuff, it's probably one of the best in the market right now. The AC controls are easy to understand, easy to get to. I like the way the wireless charging pad is far underneath the dash, so it's sort of like out of sight, out of mind. I do have it in sport mode, which is gonna change some of the behavior of the engine, the transmission, but don't expect that 0 to 60 time to drop to 5 seconds or something like that while you're in sport mode. But you are gonna get a little peppier acceleration feel when in sport mode. Steering has a lighter feel to it, so if you don't like to have a heavier steering sensation, I think the Corolla will be a better choice over a Honda Civic or a Mazda 3. But you do have that multi-link rear suspension out back, which remember the Mazda 3 does not have for 2020 or 2021, since we're talking this model year. Brakes work great, as you just witnessed. And, you know, overall, everywhere you're touching, it feels good. I just would like a little bit more tech in the XSE. Sunroof would be nice at this price point. Also having the connectivity for the passengers in the back would be nice as well. But super smooth. Side mirrors work great. Very comfortable. Seats are super, super comfortable, and it's not gonna take you a long time to get them to fit your body type. All right, guys, I have it in manual shift mode. You just take the shift lever, push it over to the left, and that puts you in manual shift mode. You do have in the lower left-hand corner of that 7-inch display, it does tell you what gear you're in. So right now, or simulated gear, I should say, since remember this is a CVT transmission, but right now I'm in a simulated third on throttle. It pulls all the way up to 7,000 RPM or so, which is the red line. So that's really good with the 2 liters. You're gonna get that nice usable power band, and you're not obviously having to wait for any kind of boost or anything like that, which is great. And using the paddles allows you to feel a little bit more in control of the actual act of driving, where you could really select where you wanna be in that RPM range, which is a good thing. All right, guys, we're gonna do a little acceleration test. I'm gonna use the paddles on throttle. Here we go. So obviously, you're not gonna win any drag races at the lights, but with the manual shift, you do have that ability to carry the RPMs all the way up to about 6,800, 7,000 RPM for the red line. And the downshifts, it feels like you're driving a actual standard automatic transmission with full of gears, which they did a great job with that. But technically I'm in simulated second gear right now on throttle. The chassis is very, very balanced. You feel good while you're driving it. It doesn't feel like it's wiggling and waggling all over the place. So front wheel drive obviously feels balanced from left to right. Of course, it's on the softer side. This is not meant to be a corner carver by any means, but it does help you feel planted, and really the steering feels good. I personally prefer a little bit more weight than what we have here. I would actually like it to be a little bit heavier on the steering, but I think for most people, you're gonna enjoy how light the steering is. And as you can see, we just have very unique driving here in Florida where people don't know where they're going. We know where we're going, but the other people don't. Kind of interesting. You hear those downshifts all the way down to first. Let's do another acceleration test from this stop sign on throttle. So going through this a little quicker, you can feel just the balance of the chassis work that they've done. And that just, it does feel good while you're driving it, for sure. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what the 2021 Toyota Corolla Hatchback XSE trim is all about. We're gonna get back to our location and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another fun day with this Toyota Corolla Hatchback. I definitely gotta thank Zach, Corey, Michelle, the whole crew over at Toyota USA for allowing Rady's Rides access to this 2021 Corolla Hatchback. I definitely have to admit, I'm really falling in love with the supersonic red, especially the two-tone with the blacked out roof. And if you are looking for a compact hatchback, you want to add this to your list 100%, because you're going to get that great naturally aspirated Toyota reliability, some awesome MPGs, and really a unique look that I think is going to help you stand out from the rest of the crowd. But if it's compact cars, especially hatchbacks, that you want to keep seeing on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, Thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you and the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it to Crown Vic out here. He wants to get into one of these classrooms, learn a little, love a little, and hey, make some more reviews. So thank you, Victor, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.